I'm Hadrien Monloup, product director of Rushfaster, and this is a pencil case. And I really like it. It represents what we do really well. I often use that on my desk when I design all the product, because it's a good reminder of the key elements of the brand behind the product, what we talk about when we design or create a new product or something like that. It's a very simple product, but there's some magic into it. The part that I really like about it is the simplicity of it with still some magic into it. When we designed this, we really thought about how can we make this a little bit better than what's on the market currently, or even the last 10 years. They are the a void in which you put everything in it, or they're very constructed. They have a little slot for every one of your pens within it. So you get a slot per pens, you get 10 slot, 10 pens, and you feel like you can't put anything else in it. But every time you finish, you have to put everything back into its place. It takes time. Some people love it. I don't particularly like it. I think it's just too directive in some ways. So we're like, the reality in the pens or the things we're carrying, cables included, is that we have often one or two things we use all of the time, and then the rest some of the time. So how can we separate that in a way that is very intuitive? You don't have to think about it too hard. It comes just very naturally. More like, what if we could build a tray inside it? So when you open something that is divided in the center, you've got naturally something right in the middle. So that's where you put the things you use all of the time. So you don't have to shuffle around, you don't have to do any of that. And then when you're finished and you have to pack it up, it's very simple. You just put right in the middle and it goes there, you close it and you move on. So there's nothing that stops you in your thinking or in your activity or what you're doing. It becomes very, very natural. The other things that I really like about this product, the fact that there's 3 zones, is the side zones. If you look at the side here, the binding here and the top of the tray almost merge together. When you have a lot of items stored together into a compartment, it can become really ugly. There's a lot of colors, a lot of different shapes, a lot of things. There's a bit of an ugliness to it. This actually hides it. It almost becomes this hidden compartment within the product. And I really like that. You don't need things all of the time, then you can hide it a little bit. And when you need it, you stretch it out, and you can access it, and then you take it, you use it, you put it back, and that's it, it's done. So I really like that product for that. It's the simplicity versus utility tension that we often have in product, but there's also it disappears. There's this adaptability. You can use it for cable, you can use it for pen, you can use it for a lot of different things, but the principle of it is still the same. You put in the middle where you use all the time, and to the side, the things you use some of the time. You open it, you know how to use it. I think that's the magic of it. So you have to figure out what's the ethos behind it. Like what's the process in which you're going to apply your thinking to your product. Every time we tried to pinpoint something on just that axis, we were getting very close to another brand. The solution was very similar. We're like, it's not what we're feeling is missing. So we need another dimension. And the dimension was adaptability. And adaptability comes in 2 shapes for us. One is can it disappear when you don't need it? Can you just back off? So you don't feel like you're carrying a lot of weight that you don't need on that day. The second part is when you use it, can you use it for more than one need if you want? So if today I need some cables, I was traveling, I've got pens and stuff like that, but last week had cables in it because I had my GoPro with me, I was going out on adventure with the family, I needed stuff with me, but not the pen. So I use exactly the same product, use the same application, things in the middle, storage on the side. The use was completely different. That was the magic for us. It's just, can it be used for other things and still being very useful? And when I don't need the side compartment, it still feels like a pencil case. I can still use it, and it feels really, really good when I don't have a lot to carry on. Material is a tricky one. It's a bit like color. It's very subjective. There's a lot of subjective aspect to it. There's a tactile aspect, there's a visual aspect, there's a shine aspect, there's a drape aspect. There's a lot in there that is very subjective. So there's the look and feel of it, and there's the durability side of things. So we use only blue sign, eco, recycled material wherever possible, but we're using material that are highly durable, lightweight, that will sustain a reasonable amount of water. I pay attention to the yarn quality. So I've got a microscope at the office, and when I select a material, I always check the yarn. I'll look at the weave. So if it's really tight, it'll be more durable. It will be also more water resistant, and the backing of the material. And that gives more property to the fabric. It gives a good resistance from abrasion, water resistance, and a lot of things, and tearing. And then the look and feel, not too shiny, but not too matte. And then the last thing is probably for me the most important, how the product will drape. So the pencil case here, for example, has a drape to it. It's not fully structured. We could put foam in it and it would keep that structure at all time. But I don't really like it because when you put another product, you have a box, it doesn't always fit. So not too much structure, but just enough. I had a pencil case a few years ago. It was almost the same size than that. And that was my favorite pencil case I've ever used before because it was so compact. I could always put in anything. Sometimes I put in a jacket even, it was fitting. I was really conscious to keeping and feeling very compact so you can carry it anywhere. And if you put it on desk, it will look really good and not take too much space. So if you're in a cafe and you get your notebook and you're just thinking about stuff and you're writing it down and you have to have that next to your coffee in the morning before going to work, then it doesn't take too much space around you. It's very compact. To carry pens or even cables, you don't need big stuff. So it was this idea of keeping it as slim, compact, easy to carry, easy to put everywhere. And that's how it started. It's very much that magic of bringing simplicity with rationality. So it's very simple and intuitive, but the rationale behind it of opening it, having your favorite pens in the middle, storage on the side, and you can interact with the product in such a beautiful, simple way, intuitively, that's the magic of it for me. And I really like that approach. As I said, I've got that on my desk every time I design a new product to remind me to keep things simple.